The UK really is starting to feel like a lawless place. I often see shocking incidents happening all around us, and that's only the stuff that gets recorded and posted on social media. We're living in a time where gun crime and shootings are becoming alarmingly common. These incidents just keep happening one after another, and it seems like there's no end in sight. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some truly shocking footage that recently surfaced on social media. This clip captures a shooting incident in broad daylight involving migrants, as CCTV has been released of yet another violent shooting in Birmingham. Of course, we will take a look at it while also going over all of the latest news from across the country. But first, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we do have new One Care t-shirts available on our website. Go to BritishStand.com or check the link in the description. So here is the footage of Muhammad Islam shooting another man in broad daylight. Unfortunately, we have had to freeze parts of the video due to YouTube's rules. Muhammad Islam was jailed for 12 years last Thursday for this. This is how people reacted, Madam said. 12 years? He will be just 48 when he gets out for shooting a man and having an illegal firearm. This is unacceptable and pathetic. This user said, 12 years? So out in 6 then. Pathetic sentence, John said. He'll serve 6, get released, and settle that old score. He should be locked up for good, Dave said. I'm surprised they even bothered to arrest him considering his name. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, nearly 500,000 British pensioners are still grappling with mortgage payments amid high interest rates, according to recent research by over 50 experts Sun Life. Their Life Well Spent report reveals that 5% of retirees have yet to pay off their mortgages, with an average outstanding debt of over £60,000. Around 494,541 older people are still burdened with paying monthly mortgage payments. On average, these retired mortgage holders still owe £63,643, which is costing them £765.75 a month. Given that, on average, a pensioner's household income is £31,063.84, meaning almost a third, 30% of their entire income is still being spent on housing, £9,192 a year. Mark Screeton, CEO at Sun Life, said, "According to our research, the average homeowner pensioner has a home worth more than £330,000, but a household income of just over £30,000. This means that the vast majority are cash poor and property rich, and while most own their homes outright, around 1 in 20 still have a mortgage. For those people, a huge chunk, almost a third, of that relatively modest income is still being spent on housing. It could make sense for some of these people to tap into that equity that is tied up in their homes. But for many, downsizing to free up the cash is not an option. Often it is too expensive, or they are emotionally tied to or physically dependent on their homes. According to Sun Life's research, the vast majority of retirees say they love their home and they never want to move. And while half, 48%, say they do not think they will have to, more than 1 in 5 say they really do not want to leave their home, but fear they will struggle financially if they do not downsize to a cheaper property. Equity release is one option retirees are consider. This is a tax-free way for homeowners aged 55 and over to release some of the cash tied up in their home without moving house. Homeowners normally release between 20% and 60% of the value of the property. The older they are, the more they can release. Screeton added, equity release is still a loan, but one of the benefits for those pensioners living on a fairly small income that's being eaten into by mortgage payments is that they wouldn't have to make those monthly mortgage payments anymore. Even if they chose to make repayments to cover the interest on the equity release loan, it could still be less than the repayments on a standard mortgage. Another option is downsizing. Joanne Couch, managing director at My Future Living, said, Downsizing is about finding the perfect balance, a home that fits your needs today and allows you to live the retirement you've always dreamed of. For those considering downsizing, renting in retirement is becoming increasingly popular. Renting after selling up frees up capital, as well as time, as people don't need to maintain and clean a large property. Retirement apartments are designed for security, convenience, and community. Downsizing in 2025 can offer financial freedom, more leisure time, and a simpler, more enjoyable retirement. In other news, Scotland has been urged to introduce paper mile taxes as its only solution to help meet its ambitious road targets, which hopes to cut down on the number of vehicles clogging up streets. The urgency comes after a report released today revealed that Scotland is unlikely to achieve its target of reducing car kilometres driven by 20% by 2030. The report by Audit Scotland found that the Scottish government still has no clear plan to achieve this ambitious goal, with paper mile taxes seen as a key solution. It warned how a lack of leadership has resulted in minimal progress against the demanding policy intention, with car use rebounding since the COVID pandemic. The target would require car traffic levels to decrease by 7.3 billion kilometres, 4.5 billion miles to 29.3 billion compared to a 2019 baseline, a level not seen since 1994. The report highlighted how the Scottish Government and councils will find it hard to significantly reduce transport emissions unless they make difficult and potentially unpopular decisions to discourage car use. Car traffic levels in Scotland reached 35.4 billion kilometres, 22.6 billion miles in 2023, just 3.6% lower than pre-pandemic levels in 2019. Public transport usage has failed to recover to pre-pandemic levels, with ScotRail passenger journeys still 34% lower than in 2019-20. Bus passenger numbers have fallen over the last decade, with 301 million journeys in 2022-23 compared to 361 million before the pandemic. Lastly, Princess Beatrice was forced to cancel her Switzerland trip after the birth of her royal baby. The Princess of York has given birth to her second daughter, Athena Elizabeth Rose Mapelli-Mozzi, Buckingham Palace announced today. The baby arrived on Wednesday, January 22nd at 12:57 p.m., weighing 4 pounds and 5 ounces. The new arrival, born several weeks early, is the second child for Princess Beatrice, 36, and her husband Edoardo Mapelli-Mozzi, 40. Both mother and daughter are healthy and doing well, according to the palace announcement. The birth explains Princess Beatrice's mysterious withdrawal from the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, where she was due to attend between January 20th and 24th. The royal had been scheduled to join Chancellor Rachel Reeves and participate in a panel discussion about private capital, sovereign wealth funds, and climate change. She was also announced as the global co-chair of the forum's Giving to Amplify Earth Action (GAEA) initiative, alongside Queen Rania of Jordan and actress Michelle Yeoh. No official reason was given for her absence at the time. However, it has since been confirmed that Beatrice gave birth to her second daughter that Wednesday, at the same time the conference was taking place. The newborn princess is 11th in line to the throne, pushing her aunt Princess Eugenie to 12th place. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.